All right, welcome in everybody to another live episode of Tunesday Tuesday, episode number 74, brought to you by the Boston Chris Show, featuring my buddy, singer-songwriter, Texas legend, Jamie Richards is here this week on the show. I've been stoked about catching up with Jamie all week. We chatted with him in August of 2025, and he told us then that he had a brand new record coming out in 2026. And if you're a fan of music like me, and especially a fan of Jamie Richards like me, then you know it's been several years since Jamie has released a new record. So that means it's exciting times. And 2026 is here. Jamie Richards is also here to chat about that new record. Let me tell you about Jamie, a staunch musical traditionalist with a modern edge. Jamie Richards has won a strong regional following in the Southwest for his songs, rich in pedal steel, broken hearts, and plain-spoken storytelling. Jamie was born in Oklahoma, where his folks ran a dairy farm. And growing up on that farm, Jamie inherited his father's work ethic and his mother's love of music. He learned to sing with his mom as she played classic gospel songs on the family's piano, and he sang along. And as he grew older, Jamie became a serious country music fan. In time, he began writing songs and singing them with a band that played honky-tonks across Oklahoma. After years of working in clubs, the then 26-year-old Richards decided to take a shot at the big time, and he moved to Nashville. In Nashville, Jamie worked in construction to make ends meet and soon signed developmental deals with RCA and Capitol Records. After both of those deals fizzled out, he soon realized that most Music City record labels were looking for artists with a more pop sensibility and less of a hard country edge. Now, with unwavering perseverance, Jamie's gifts as a songwriter didn't go unnoticed, and he was signed as a staff songwriter with Curb Records. Jamie's songs enjoyed success as recorded by Cody Jinks, Hal Ketchum, Ken Mellons, Kevin Fowler, and many more. After 5 years in Nashville, Jamie was eager to make his mark as an artist. So in 2001, he began traveling from Nashville to Houston, where Wes Daly was reviving the D Records label, which first recorded George Jones. Jamie and Wes saw eye to eye about country music, and in 2002, D Records was released Richards' first full-length album, No Regrets. The album fared well in Texas and Oklahoma, and two songs from No Regrets became top 10 singles on the TRRR chart. In 2005, Richards made the permanent move back to Texas and never looked back. Now, he has become a popular attraction on the Texas music scene, both as a live act and a recording artist. Fans will often drive hundreds of miles to attend a show. Jamie has since released 8 full-length albums with 25 radio singles, 13 of which have gone on to be number 1 in Texas. Secondhand Smoke, which was co-written with Mark Powell, was named the Song of the Year in 2016, and his song One Tequila was featured in the 2018 film Zoe. Jamie is currently writing a brand new album to be released in 2026. Now, the record is ready, and that's why we're here to talk to Jamie Richards about the brand new music coming out very soon. Stick around and let's find out when that'll be. Here is Jamie Richards. Jamie, what's up, dude?
I'm doing good, man.
I'm doing great, man. I was just reading your bio to everybody out there, and man, I know we chatted in August about all the stuff you have done, and not just for yourself, but other folks, and all the great songs that you have contributed to over the 25 years plus that you've been in the business. 13 number ones. I'm not sure we talked about that in August, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's it was 13 number ones and about 19 years of
Of not
putting
number
out.
ones, right?
Huh?
19 years of not number ones.
Well, well, first record I put out or first single was in 2001,
Yeah.
and then the first number one I had was in 2008. So there's 7 years right there before I had my first one, and then it was about another. I joke about it on stage, but it's about another 10 years before I got my second one in 2018. And then all of a sudden, everything I put out for the next 5, 6 years was boom, 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 number one. So
What do you think was the change in 2018? What, looking back, what changed for you?
I I changed radio promotion people. I mean, that's really the guy that's doing my promotions now. He ended up. I've had 13 singles with him, and he's got 12 number ones.
Wow.
So that guy, his name's Rick Hogan, but he's out of Nashville. But he can make it happen. You know, he's got a lot of skill in that, and I mean they all do. But he really believes in me, and I think he really works him extra hard, and just does a great job. Whatever he's got, it's working for me.
Yeah.
And he's worked with Cody, Johnson and Josh Ward and a bunch of them, and he does a great job. So I mean, it's I had good ones before. I guess maybe it wasn't my time or something. Everybody keeps doing something until they finally do something right or get lucky.
How much of your touring schedule do you think kind of corresponds to radio success and vice versa?
Well, I think that a lot of people complain about that, but I have to say that everywhere I play in Texas, if I go to the far west side of the state or east or south, north, whatever, the only reason people know me is through radio. I mean, really. I mean, streaming maybe recently, but in the last few years, but the gist of it, I mean, it's FM radio at the time. It really got me because I was all early 2000s all the way up through, and you know how things have changed since then. But
Yeah.
Back FM radio or Sirius radio or whatever, satellite radio, and I used to get played on Willie's Place a whole lot, and just things like that. I mean, I give it to radio at this point.
So,
and then
as an artist, I mean, you are a traditional artist with a modern edge, obviously, but like when you've had so much success in radio and really you owe so much of your identity to radio, how does it feel to know that things are shifting and transitioning kind of away from radio? How do you adjust as an artist?
Well, I think you got to roll with the flow. I mean, I think the new thing is streaming for the most part, and I think a lot of people are, they're spending a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to be honest. No matter what you do, either way, and it's nothing like people out of the business thinks it is for the most part. I think they think it's so easy and so, you just go sing a song and all of a sudden you're getting free drinks and a free steak and everybody loves you, and it's not like that. It is like that, but it's not like that.
Well, I think part of your strategy, I've been following you for a long time, Jamie, and I've been seeing your social media come to life here lately, knowing that the full record is coming. And Jamie's strategy is very clearly to surround himself with people prettier than him, mostly of the fairer sex, and just let them carry the ball, right?
Well, I mean, who don't? I mean, even Elvis was surrounded by beautiful women.
That's right.
So I just hadn't added the dancers yet. But I mean,
I'm just watching your TikToks and shorts and stuff, and like you're just in the you're just in the background letting the girls do all the work, man. Like you're so awkward.
I'm not gonna get out there and do all. I mean, I did actually though. I played a place down at Corsicana a few weeks ago, and all these young girls were doing the TikTok stuff and the dances on the dance floor, and they come, get in this with us, and I'd get in there and I'd look like an idiot, people love that. They love it. If you get out there and show people you have a sense of humor, which I always have. And
yeah.
I can be goofy for sure and I think it helps to be a little goofy.
I think it's important. Yeah, I think it's real important for people to know who you are behind the scenes, and I get a kick out of it every single time I see you upload, man. It's so great.
Well, I've tried to, I've always treated people the way that I want to be treated. And I have to say that my father instilled that in me because he always told me that. And he was successful, dairy farmer and started with nothing and depression days, and just, he lived to be 94 years old and, had a whole lot of people at his funeral at 94 years old. And that's, the preacher even told me that day, he said, you can tell how popular your dad is by how many people are showing up at a 94-year-old man's funeral when there's all his friends are gone.
Yeah.
He's outlived them, pretty much. So, but anyway, I just threw that out there. Yeah, I think the TikTok is cool. I mean, I don't. I wish I was a little bit better at putting it all together, but if someone was helping me out, I'll jump in the middle of it.
That's
Give it a shot.
again, that's what I say, man. And when you don't know what you're doing, that's when you employ the people that are prettier than you. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that hard to find those people now. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
that's not a
Used,
lie at all.
I mean,
Not
I used to be prettier, is my point, than I am
well.
now.
I mean,
So I can
not
find a lot of prettier people now. They're everywhere than I. Yeah.
just throw a rock, you're bound to hit one, right?
Yeah, you hit a senior and someone better looking than me.
Yeah, man. So obviously the exciting thing is Jamie has new music on the horizon. When we talked in August of last year, man, we just hit it off so well, and you were telling what you could about the new record. Really couldn't say a whole lot because it was kind of in its infancy at that time, but now
Yeah,
we're on the cusp of this thing being here, right?
we are. It took forever. I swore I was going to pass away before we got it done. That's what it felt like. But finally, uh, we got the single coming out March the 6th. It's called Somewhere in the Middle, and I love the song and I love the production we got on it. I think Josh Rogers produced the project. He done a real good job, and I didn't write the song, but it had some great songwriters on it. I can say I know Roger Springer and a couple of his buddies. I know I can't. I wish I would have looked that up. I'd have been able to tell you exactly who it was, but they're all great songwriters you've heard of and I've heard of in Texas. I mean, in Nashville, and I was just pitched the song and just heard it several years ago, probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. Somebody played it for me, and I always loved the song. And when I got an opportunity to cut it, I did. And so we cut 17 songs total. I wrote 7 of them. 10 of them I found and were outside songs. And I'm very, I think it's a really good record. I mean, it took us so long to put it together, not because of anybody so much. It was more of me looking for the right songs. I think you got to have, if you don't have the right songs, why record? I mean, it's not going to help you. So you got to find a good bunch of songs, and they don't have to be everything you wrote or I wrote, or I don't look at it that way. I wrote a lot of songs, so I've done a lot of my own songs, but I would always do somebody else's tune if I thought it was fit me and was better than anything I had. I would do them. I've done a lot of outside songs, but this album more than ever, really.
How many songs total are on the record, Jamie?
17.
Wow. So it's about half, a little more than half to half and half of outside songs versus personally written songs.
Yeah, it is. I think what we're thinking about doing. I mean, I wish I knew exactly what to do right now with the atmosphere of the music business is changing all the time. And do you put how many songs do you put out? How many songs do you waterfall out and put 1 or 2 out, and then put another one out, and then another one, and another one, and then finally you put an album out? Or how long do you do that? We're just kind of kicked back trying to figure all that out now. But I believe that we're probably going to end up releasing maybe the album with 12 songs on it and save 5 more in the back
for waterfalling. That sounds brilliant. Yeah, I think that's a
yeah.
great idea. How good does a song have to be, Jamie, for you to choose it over a personally written song?
Well, it has to be pretty darn good because I think I produced a guy a couple of weeks ago, like a 6-song deal on him, and heck, he ended up cutting 4 songs I wrote, and I wasn't looking to do that. I just sent him a few songs, and he cut 4 things that I've never even recorded that I wrote. So I guess that I passed up a lot of my own songs, to find something that I was missing or something that I thought was great. So I think it has to be a song that when I hear it, my ears perk up and I think, okay, I can see me doing that. I can see that being, a hit song, or I can see it fitting in with the rest of these songs on this album. I think they need to fit somewhat, not have so much. You don't try to do a little rap song over here and a country song here and a little rock song here. I think they need to kind of fit
Sure.
a little bit into each other. So that's another thing I look at.
And that's the old school in us, right? That album fluidity.
Oh, definitely. And
Yeah.
I do believe that, I have developed somewhat of a writing style of my own, although be it mostly sad drinking songs. But I've also put a little twist on them. I think when someone hears one of my songs that they kind of know that might be that I wrote it.
Yeah.
I wrote enough songs where I think I can put a little bit of a stamp on it, so they may all sound alike. I don't know, but still, I think there's a little stamp to my madness.
Well, again, I mean, Jamie, you're a fantastic songwriter, as I know you know this. A very humble guy as well, but like, just have some incredible cuts out there over the course of your career. Some of course, that you've cut yourself. Some that have been cut by outside artists. I would love to
Yeah.
hear. Number one, how involved? Obviously, you're the guy in charge, so you're probably the final decision on all of these songs. But like, how much input are you getting from your team on the selection process of these songs? Like, obviously you're choosing them ultimately, but like, take us into the room as you're deciding. Are people giving you input on each song?
Yeah, they are. I mean, I actually, I've got a publicist and slash manager right now. Really, is just a big part of it. Uh, Radio promotion guy and my wife, and I mean, a lot of people they have a say on it. And I listen to everybody that I believe kind of knows what they're talking about. And yeah, I mean, there's songs that I played them that I don't know about that one. I mean, they wouldn't just everything I said I liked. They didn't necessarily love or like. So I think that's important to have those kind of people around to kind of say, no, everything you do is not great. Okay, so let's not do that one.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
what's some criteria that you can list that go into the kind of the finalization of songs for a record? Like, I imagine performing them out at a live audience as you're selling the record, because you're going to tour off the record, I imagine. So I imagine that's one of the criteria. But like, kind of go through some criteria as to what these songs have to meet to get onto the record.
well, I do know one thing that this I was told this from way back in the beginning by a lot of people in Nashville and everywhere else I've lived, and they always say just play a song live, a new song, and see what it does. And the audience really does. They'll let you know pretty quick if they're getting into the song or they're not. And I mean, and you do it a bunch, like do it several times, like play a new song out and see what kind of response it gets. And if it doesn't get any response, you're kidding yourself because that song is probably not going to work.
How
And I,
often, how Jamie? How often does that happen with a song that you really love yourself? Right, like you
I,
really love it,
I,
you wrote it yourself, and then it just bombs on a live audience.
I would say not a whole lot, but I'd say most of the stuff I think is pretty good ends up being good response with
Sure.
the audience. I've got songs that went to number one that audience doesn't necessarily go crazy over them, and but they did go to one. But I mean, and some people want to hear them, but maybe not the majority. I can name you one right now, "Cold as a Beer She's Drinking," which was a big hit for me, but a lot of the crowd just kind of goes to the bathroom during that song. I mean, they're just really not that into it. Sometimes. I mean, it all depends on your audiences too. But I feel like, even though that was a big hit, people know it, but they could. I don't get requested that one as much as I
Yeah.
do a lot of the others.
Well, Jamie, you know as well as I do, especially the older we get, we have to have a good go to the bathroom song in every person's set.
Yeah, my steel player usually goes on his first set. He's older than I am, so he's a
Steel
great
players
player.
going, hey, we need one of those songs right now, boss. Come
Yeah,
on, let's do it. So
yeah.
when's the record coming out, Jamie?
Well, the first single is March 6th, and I can't really say. I can't say because I don't know. I don't know when it's going to all come out. I'm guessing, maybe 5 6 months down the road. I think we'll release the 12.
So
You
you're
know,
gonna waterfall up until that point with singles, essentially.
yeah, definitely. And I don't know how many. I could be way off. I mean, I think it all. We're just going to take a look at it. If it feels like that people are getting uninterested in the next singles or something like that, maybe it's time to put the record out, the whole record out.
Sure.
Maybe they're tired of the waterfall game. Maybe they want to hear the whole damn record.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
yeah,
Guys, it's not very often here on the show where we get to essentially premiere a song live. Okay, this song is not out. The single will be out, I think, in like 7 days or 9 days or something like that. So we're ahead of the curve here. You guys are going to hear the song for the very first time here today. I want to thank, first of all, Jamie and his team for allowing us to do that. It's really exciting when we're allowed to play new music that hasn't been heard anywhere before. So thank you for that, Jamie.
Very much so. I appreciate you having me on your podcast again. And this song, I've been playing it live. I played it live several times, but the only people that's heard this are about a half a dozen of my friends that I've sent it to. Yeah, and that's about it. So it's relatively unheard, and people are digging it. They're really liking it. So it makes me think it's going to be a big hit.
And it's not available anywhere. Like literally, it's not on Spotify. It's not on any of the platforms. You can't find it on YouTube. There are no live versions anywhere. Like, you guys are going to hear it on the internet for the first time today. Now, I'm also going to put Jamie on the spot, right? So, he's not getting away from our pick of the week. So every week we have an artist on the show that's talking about their single, but we play 2 songs on this show every week. We play the featured single, which this week will be somewhere in the middle. But you also get Jamie's pick of the week, which means you can pick any song in the world, any artist, to feature as Jamie's pick of the week. It could be something that inspired you, or just maybe an artist or a song that you want people to hear more of. What would you pick, Jamie, and why?
Wow, that's a. Doesn't have to be anything new. It can be anything.
Can be any song in the history of man.
You confused me so much I couldn't even talk there for a minute. I stuttered through that whole segment, but a song popped in my head, but I don't know. It's there's so many great tunes, and I'm sure that I'd probably change my mind every 5 minutes. But I really do love. I heard it the other day, and Keith Whitley, "No Stranger to the Rain."
What a great song!
Yeah. And I was listening to the lyric a whole lot, and I thought, man, that's me. I mean, I've been sacrificed by lovers, crucified by brothers, whatever it might be flipped on that. But what a great lyric. I mean, they're so true. I've lived it, and almost everybody I'm sure has, if they have brothers.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of those songs that if you ask songwriters which song do you wish you wrote, this song is answered in that capacity a lot. No Stranger to the Rain.
Sure.
I love that so much, man. I'm going to tell folks where to follow along. It's JamieRichardsBand.com. That is the best place to go. He's got all of his tour dates on there. You can find his music there. His merch is on there as well. So that's the best way to support Jamie as an artist, is right there through his website. Also, his social medias, you can follow along. You can see all of those pretty people I was telling you about on his Instagram and TikToks and things. It's at Jamie Richards Band on Instagram. Facebook is at Jamie Richards Band. TikTok is at Jamie Richards Band. Super easy to find him. It's just at Jamie Richards Band. Y'all follow along. And Jamie, you're always welcome here, man. Anytime you want to come back, talk about a new single as you're releasing them, just let me know.
Well, I appreciate it. I think we're learning as we go, like that. Who had that out?
Clay Walker. Was that a Clay Walker song?
Maybe John Michael Montgomery. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to steal our song idea, but it's really the truth. I think we are learning as we go, even though I've been in it forever. Music business changes so much. So
we were both wrong. It was Rick Trevino.
Well, I know Rick, so he's going to really hate me.
This is so going out, bro.
I've done lots of shows with him. I will say one great thing about Rick Trevino. What a nice man.
Absolutely.
He is such a good guy. He's great, talented.
I think you're just trying to butter him up after missing his song, Jamie. I think that's what's happening.
That's it. I really don't care for him at all. He's a great guy, man. He's one of the best.
Jamie, I appreciate you coming on, man. We're going to get into the music. We'll play the new song, and I appreciate you so much, dude. Thanks for doing this.
Okay. Thank you, Chris.
All right, man. You have a good rest of your night.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to get into the music. What a freaking down-to-earth cat right there. Texas legend and icon, songwriter, singer, producer. What a freaking legend on the show this week, Jamie Richards. And again, you guys are going to hear brand new music for the very first time anywhere on the internet. This is the brand new single, 9 days in advance. Here you go, guys. Somewhere in the middle. Comment below what you think of the new tune. Here it is.
There's a drunk fool on a bar stool every last cold Saturday night. A saint who'll find a church pew every Sunday sunrise. Me, I'm somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. Sun's coming up in Dallas. It's still dark in Santa Fe. Some folks know this road by heart. Others lose their way. Me, I'm somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. There's highs and lows, right and wrong, happy, sad, here and gone, hell-bent and heaven-bound, love and hurt, lost and found. And then there's me, somewhere in the middle. There's a lot of folks with stronger hearts that can take a lot of pain, and goodbye leaves them wondering if they can face another day. Me, I'm somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. There's highs and lows, right and wrong, happy, sad, here and gone, hell-bent and heaven-bound, love and hurt, lost and found. And then there's me, I'm somewhere in the middle. Sad, here and gone, hell-bent and heaven-bound, love and hurt, lost and found. And then there's me, somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle.
Brand new music, Somewhere in the Middle, by the one and only Jamie Richards, live on Tunesday Tuesday. First time anywhere on the internet. And guys, Jamie's pick of the week this week is the iconic Keith Whitley with I'm No Stranger to the Rain. Here on the show, that was I'm No Stranger to the Rain by Keith Whitley. Again, guys, brand new music here on the show this week. Somewhere in the Middle by my buddy Jamie Richards, Texas legend, icon, songwriter to the stars. What a great dude as well, down to earth. Man, I'm hoping to meet Jamie this year. We'll definitely be catching a show, I'm sure, with Jamie. Episode 74 of Tunesday Tuesday is in the books. This camera is the one we're looking at. Again, I want to thank Jamie for coming on. Y'all make sure you follow along with that man, JamieRichardsBand.com. Lots of new music coming from Jamie this year in 2026. At least 12 songs, possibly as many as 17, and that is exciting when you are a fan of Jamie's as much as I am. So excited to have him here again. Next week here on Tuesday, we have Bucky Hurd at 6 p.m. from the Righteous Brothers. That's right. Bucky has a brand new single out, and we're going to be chatting about that next week. We also have Kirk Harper coming up next week. It's going to be a 2-episode week for the next 5 weeks at least. We're going to have 2 episodes every Tuesday. So 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Central for those 2 episodes. We have Forge Fest coming in April, and we will be chatting with every single artist, I believe, that is performing at Forge Fest. So you guys want to check that out every week at 8 p.m. from now, starting March 3rd until Forge Fest, which is April 11th in Ben Wheeler. So tune in for those episodes. Man, what a freaking lineup we have coming up as well. This weekend we have Sean McConnell, episode 150 of the Boston Chris podcast, Friday night at 8. Saturday night at 8, we have Linda King Wilson, the founder and president of the Texas Country Music Association. And then our bonus episode coming up Monday, March 2nd, episode 152 is with Big Velvet himself, the incredible Paul Cawthon. Is going to be on the show Monday. Holy crap, guys, what a lineup, what a list of talented people we have coming up on this show. Make sure you're following along with everything we have going on at the Boston Chris Show. And I appreciate you tuning in live, and I'll catch you down the road. Thanks for being here, y'all.